Is this where we're supposed to be, Lee? Alright, I think this is where we're supposed to go. Come on. Yep, more Brotherhood.
I am Dr. Madison Lee. I have people with me in need of shelter. You must allow us access at once.
I'm sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized civilians allowed inside the Citadel. You'll have to leave now.
Lions! I know you're in there! I know you can hear me! You open this goddamn door right now!
Sometimes I spit when I talk, and the wind will blow it right back in my eye. Now I wear goggles, so in your face, wind, but not in mine.
Have a nice day.
Alright, let's get inside and then
Welcome.
we'll be safe.
Name's Paladin Bale. What do you need, civilian?
I can come in now, right?
That's an affirmative. You're clear to enter, but I still don't like it. Or you.
Yeah, well, fuck you too. What is this place anyway?
You're standing in front of the Citadel, headquarters to the Brotherhood of Steel, Capital Wasteland Detachment.
What can you tell me about the Brotherhood of Steel?
I could see you trying to appeal to my good nature. Pity for you I don't have one. I'll give you this one for free. We use our big guns to kill big super mutants, so people like you can sleep at night.
Uh-huh. Anything about the super mutants I should know?
Yeah, the city ruins are crawling with them. They've pretty much overrun all of old DC. Do yourself and us a favor and stay as far away from there as humanly possible. Definitely no place for civilians.
Yeah, whatever. Bye.
Steel be with you.
Welcome.
Alright, I guess this is where we're gonna shelter. Well, the Enclave won't be able to get us here, that's for sure.
Hail.
Madison, I'm surprised to see you here. What can I do for you?
Don't talk down to me, Lions. I had nowhere else to turn. You must help us. Project Purity has been overrun.
Yes, I'd heard reports of an incident there. What details can you give us?
The Enclave. They've attacked Project Purity. James is dead. There may be more. I don't know. You have to do something.
Then it's as we feared. Madison, I'm sorry this happened. I wish we could have done something.
Then do something now. They've taken over the Purifier. Lions, they cannot be permitted to have control over it. It's not right.
No. Calm down. You know as well as I do that the Purifier doesn't work. It's useless to them. Perhaps it's time to walk away.
That's not true. James, he found what's been missing. We know how to get it running.
Is that so? Does the Enclave know this?
No, I don't think... I don't know. I just don't know what's happening anymore.
All right, Madison. It'll be okay. Now, this is James's daughter, I presume? I can see the resemblance.
How?
Yes. She knows what we need. Vault-Tec computer, something to locate equipment. Please help her.
Very well. We'll sort this all out.
I've been meaning to
Hail.
ask you.
I need to rest, lie down or something. This is just too much. Rothschild should help you, but don't forget that he's Brotherhood. I've never trusted them. Be careful what you tell them.
Alright, I'll be careful. You go rest.
That's some serious firepower
Father,
they're packing.
might I have a
what
word
do you
with
think?
you?
Look,
Yes, my
the
daughter.
Enclave has the
What is
tech.
it?
They have the
I've been
resources.
talking with the other members
but
of
do
the
they have the
Pride.
heart?
We want to
I
assault the
don't think
Purifier,
so.
Father.
You'll
Now!
hold true.
The Enclave must pay for what
Right,
they've done.
right. Good point.
You may be a sentinel,
Hey,
but
that's
you
what
are
I'm here
also
for.
my daughter.
Anyway, we should get back to our duties.
I won't throw your life
Sure.
away fighting an enemy we know too little about. I'm sorry, but no.
Yes, Father, I understand. You have my apologies.
Huh. Well, Sarah seems like a
Welcome.
go-getter.
You have my condolences. Your father was a good man.
Thank you. I'm not sure what to do now that he's gone.
The most we can do is carry on his spirit. Live as he would have. Make our world a better place.
So you're the Elder, huh? Could you tell me more about the Brotherhood of Steel?
The Brotherhood is an old organization going back to the years just after the war. We are but a part of it. What would you like to know?
If you're just a part of the Brotherhood, where's the rest of it?
The Brotherhood began on the West Coast and exists there still. We were dispatched to this location many years ago. In truth, the Brotherhood of Steel has been struggling for years, both here and back home. Honor, truth, courage. These virtues seem to have little meaning in these troubled times, I'm afraid.
Oh, right. West Coast and East Coast. This chapter seems to be a lot nicer for what it's worth. Why are you here in the Capital Wasteland anyway?
Ah, no. That's the real question, isn't it? Our orders were, and are, to acquire any and all advanced technology, and we have, to the best of our abilities. But when I realized the extent of the super-mutant threat, I felt it was my responsibility to aid the people in their struggle against them. Unfortunately, my superiors back west disagree with my assessment of the situation. They feel I've grown too attached to the local populace. And they're right. In any event, the Enclave's arrival changes everything.
Fuck them. Do they want to be like the Enclave with power armor and no fucks to give about anyone? How long have you guys been here anyway?
It's been over 20 years since we arrived, and we've been struggling to contain and eradicate the super-mutants for nearly as long. With the arrival of the Enclave, I have a terrible feeling the super-mutants are the least of our worries.
Yeah, alright, thank you.
So be it.
I found a Brotherhood holotag. What should I do with it?
Talk to Scribe Jameson. She is our keeper of the scrolls. She will want to know what you have found.
Where can I find her?
She spends most of her time in the archives. You'll find them in A-Ring, near the Great Hall.
Okay, can you tell me about the outcasts?
The outcasts are a result of my greatest mistake, but a mistake I'm proud of nonetheless. When I came here, I realized for the first time that the Brotherhood's technology could truly save the survivors in this wasteland. I chose to help them, even if it meant putting the Brotherhood's interests at risk. Some of my soldiers called me a hero. Others called me a traitor. The dissenters left my command, calling themselves outcasts to mock me. I cannot fault their dedication, even if I find them lacking in compassion.
I thought the protection of humanity was a part of the Brotherhood's oaths. At least to hoard technology for some indeterminate time in the future. You seem to have realized that that time is now, and long overdue.
Only in a very broad sense. The Brotherhood's oaths are to protect humanity's progress, but not necessarily every human. The outcasts and members of the Brotherhood in other places consider it a waste to protect most people. After all, they say, everyone knows how to make another human, but the secrets to making a P-94 plasma rifle are all but lost.
Yeah, but one of those is infinitely more valuable than the other. How do your remaining soldiers feel about the outcasts?
Even now, a year after they left, the wounds of their departure are still sore. Some of my soldiers are angry about it. They see it as an insult to me. Bless them for their loyalty. They're more angry about it than I ever was. Others understand their decision. Sometimes I hear them wondering if they should have gone with them. I can't blame them, but I stand by my decision, and I respect theirs.
Honestly, I think you're too kind to people who define themselves by not helping others. Has your decision been worth it?
Has it been worth the cost in lives and resources to protect people like you from the super mutants? You tell me. I suspect my daughter's squad helped save your life, and most of our recent recruits have come from those we've saved over the years. It's cost us, but we've saved many lives, and made the capital wasteland a place where people can live. Yes, I'd say that's been worth it.
Well, I appreciate it. We don't have to talk about the outcasts anymore, though.
Yes, let's speak of other things.
Is there anything you can tell me about the super mutants?
Would you believe no? It's pathetic, really, considering we've been fighting those abominations for nearly 20 years. In all that time, all we've managed to do is to contain the threat, hold them back so they don't overrun every blasted settlement out here. But we don't really know anything. Where they're from, why they've infested the DC ruins. And now here we are, holed up in our citadel, low on resources, low on troops. It's enough to make an old man so very tired.
That's strange. I don't really know much about these super mutants either. Anyway, what do you know about the Enclave?
More than anyone else, I dare say. Certainly enough to know they're the greatest threat the capital wasteland has ever faced. The Brotherhood of Steel has encountered the Enclave before, you see. Over 30 years ago, back in California. Then they were led by a President Richardson. Now we've got this Eden to contend with. It matters not now, as before they seek to control and destroy. All in the guise of restoring order. Your father, I fear, was just the beginning.
Oh, right. The Western Brotherhood helped in the NCR Enclave War. I've been thinking about the Enclave and how you and I can help each other.
Well, what's your tactical appraisal of our situation?
I mean, there's Enclave iBots roaming the wasteland. They're winning on the propaganda front. Your public image is spotty at best. Mostly because the Brotherhood as an organization have not had the best track record.
I'm afraid you're right.
I could interview a Brotherhood spokesman in my magazine. It's not much, but...
Then make do with what you have.
Someone people can relate to. Influential, young, attractive. Maybe Sarah?
Of course.
Excellent. I'll tell her you personally approve the assignment.
Steel be with you.
All right, bye.
Of course.
You know what, Audrey? Why don't you wait out here? I need to talk to Amanda alone.
Ready to get moving? Certainly, my dear. I'll wait here until you get back.
Spider, you wait here too.
Why are holotapes better than radio? They just are. Trust me. I'm one of those, whatchamacallits, audiophiles.
Okay, that was a good one, Spider. Wait here.
Okay, if you forget where you left me, just listen for the boom.
Hail, Scribe Peabody.
Hail.
Oh, huh. Amanda, can we go talk, please?
Everything okay?
You know what, Amanda? Here. At least take a drink. I think we both need one.
Have a look.
I think you'd prefer the wine. Why don't you wait out here too?
Okay. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I will. Oh, hi. You practicing? Good job. Are you just brawling? I didn't know the Brotherhood trained in hand-to-hand combat.
Enclave troops have fortified the Purifier complex. With those vertibirds, they're able to transport personnel at a remarkable rate.
All right. Thanks for the information.
Oh, were you talking about the Enclave? Oh, do you have to do push-ups now? Hi.
Oh, welcome to the Citadel.
Who are you?
Initiate Quackenbush. Don't make fun of the name unless you like your face concave, okay? Gonna be night soon.
Well, you can back off on the punching threats, not exactly standard issue.
Hence why I'm not a knight yet.
Right. How about joining me?
Yeah, okay. Anything to get away from this borehole.
I can understand why you would want to get away from here. The last Brotherhood friend I made left, so maybe you could take their place.
Craterside Supply job application. Available work. Help me do some research for my book. Should be easy peasy, totally safe. Job applicant? Mavis Quackenbush. Alias? Skull Crusher. Tell us about yourself. This guy back in the vault was shoving my girl around. After decking him, I set out to prove to everyone that you don't need a firearm to be a hero. Yeah, they exiled me. It was almost impossible to find more spiked knuckles after I broke my first pair. Like Paladin Kodiak said, I bend my knee to the might of steel. Going into a gunfight with nothing but fists seems like an insane proposition, okay? I brought stim packs, that's all I needed. Then I began to give back to the people by punching bigots. Why you want this job? You need help researching a book, right? Why not have a chapter on punching? It'd be great, okay? Craterside Supply owner Moira Brown. Last update? Yet to return. Alrighty then, what would happen if you tried punching a super mutant? See if that's a viable defense technique.
Well, I can see why Mavis didn't go back if that's what Moira suggested. There's more vault dwellers in the wasteland than I thought there'd be.
I think I understand what you're saying, sir. When I calm down and focus, I don't see anything but the target.
You're not quite as worthless as you look. Remember, if you overthink combat, you're dead. You have to want to survive more than your enemy.
I understand. Like you said, no man may be defeated so long as his will to survive remains.
So it was taught to me. So will you teach it someday. Enough job, maggot. Back to work.
I'm not sure that is good instruction. Hi, who are you?
Hail. Initiate, you've got a lot of nerve to interrupt. Oh, my apologies, stranger. I thought you were one of these worthless initiates. I swear these kids would be lost without me here to powder their asses.
What do you do here?
I am charged with the duty of turning these maggots into Brothers of Steel. With the threat of the Enclave, they're likely going to be pressed into service before they've taken the oath. So I've got a lot of work to do.
So is that why I've seen some dead initiates around DC? You're getting desperate enough to send them out into battle too? So, what do you think about the Enclave?
Killing unarmed civilians makes me sick. Come over here. Try fighting someone who shoots back. Fucking cowards.
I can respect that. Care to share anything about the super mutants?
Why do you think I ride these initiates so hard? I make training hell so fighting those uglies won't be.
I mean, they are pretty tough. Bye.
If you'll excuse me, I need to go show these fish how to shoot straight.
All right.
Continue to mount between the courageous forces of the Brotherhood of Steel and their estranged brethren, the outcasts. Now, normally, family squabbles are none of my business. But when the outcasts decide to take pot shots at my building, which the Brotherhood uses as an outpost, I make an exception. So, Brotherhood outcasts, knock it off! I prefer not to get murdered in my own backyard.
Enclave
The rest
troops
of
have
you
fortified
Brotherhood
the
cats,
Purifier complex.
can't you extend an olive
With
branch
those
or something?
vertibirds, they're
You'd
able to
think fighting the
transport
super
personnel
mutants
at a
would be
remarkable
enough.
rate.
Thanks for listening,
All right. Thanks for the
children.
information.
This is Three Dog, ow! And you're listening to Galaxy News Radio. We're Radio Free Wasteland, and we're here for you. Now, some music.
Wow, I didn't realize that the outcasts were shooting at his building. That's awful of them. And I appreciate that he tried to tell the Brotherhood to make peace. But it's definitely not going to be that simple. Whoa. Is that weapon that the Capitol Post was talking about? Must have been.
Are you still having that issue with the head laser? I think the term you used was invariably destructive.
Yes. And I told you that in order to compensate for last Thursday's mishap, there would be some complications. I'm dealing with it.
I come to you for results, not excuses, Rothschild. That robot could mean the difference between victory or defeat against the Enclave.
Oh, very well. Now please. A giant robot to fix,
Huh. I wonder how much progress they're making on it. It's huge. Oh, wait.
Hail.
I remember that
Bye.
Liberty Prime toy. Oh, what robot is this? It looks really cool. Was that like a toy version of this thing?
Excellent.
Citadel System Link 39L. Welcome, Scribe Rothschild. Historical records. Project summary. Classified eyes only. Military contract 38917. Codename Liberty Prime. Project goal. No less than the creation of the most powerful combat robot the battlefield has ever seen, with the express goal of liberating occupied Anchorage, Alaska from its Chinese aggressors. Summary. The United States Army has succeeded in contracting both Robco and General Atomics International to work on their first joint project. The robot they create, Liberty Prime, will be the very embodiment of American military might, a walking, talking, nuke-tossing hero who will remind the world what it means to be a superpower. I am fully confident that the presence of Liberty Prime at the Anchorage front line will be to the Chinese what the Hiroshima bomb was to the Japanese in 1945.
Is it gonna nuke thousands, if not millions, of civilians? Then I doubt it.
General Constantine Chase.
Of fucking course, this guy.
Capitol Post article, June 3rd, 2072.
Oh, right, that's the article I read at the Capitol Post.
Letter, Dr. Bloomfield to General Chase. General Chase, I'm sorry, but you're being completely unrealistic. There is simply no way the robot will be combat ready in 3 months. The chassis is complete, all weapon systems are online, and the voice module has been programmed as requested. But power consumption is still our primary concern, and neither Doctors Honeywell nor Park have yet found an acceptable solution. We had hoped to subcontract Vault Tech and utilize the talents of Dr. Braun, but apparently he's gone into seclusion, working on one of their own projects. And they couldn't reach him at this point if they wanted to, so that's out. I'll give it to you straight, General. This is the biggest robot the world has ever seen, and we just haven't been able to find a power source small enough and powerful enough to get the thing running with all its systems online. In 3 months, we might be able to guarantee the robot can walk into downtown Anchorage, but all of his weapon systems will be offline. Maybe he could just step on the Red Chinese? Dr. Stanley Bloomfield, project lead.
Oh, so they were having power issues, and that's why they couldn't really get it online. So it's never been used.
Diagnostic reports. May 8th, 2277. Here are the results of the latest robot diagnostic. Mobility 0%, navigation translation 0%, internal processors 46%, weapon systems 45%, power management 37%, voice module 100%. Scribe Rothschild is confident that by redistributing power from the weapons and mobility subsystems, we'll be able to bring power management up to at least 67%, enough to successfully carry out a full activation sequence. July 13th, 2277. Scribe Rothschild has completed a new full diagnostic of the robot. Here are those results. Mobility 0%, navigation translation 0%, internal processors 12%, weapon systems 13%, power management 1%, voice module 100%. It has been determined that the recent feedback spike, which resulted in overall system degradation, was in fact caused by the installation of the new power capacitor, as Scribe Rothschild suspected. Until further notice, scribes are ordered to cease any and all experiments that involve the rerouting of power from any of the robot's subsystems. Current. Scribe Rothschild has completed a new full diagnostic of the robot. Here are those results. Mobility 0%, navigation translation 0%, internal processors 87%, weapon systems 60%, power management 3%, voice module 100%. It is the assessment of Scribe Rothschild that once the power management issues are solved, mobility and navigation translation will jump to at least 50%, well within acceptable operating capacity.
So they've been trying to get it working, but they've been having trouble. I hope they use it for good and not evil.
Lead Scribe's Journal. May 9th, 2277. Another day, another setback. We had tried, of course, rerouting power from weapons to the robot's other subsystems several times. Each attempt ended in failure, thanks to the robot's overly aggressive combat subroutines. It's almost as if there's some hidden pocket of AI that keeps pushing against us, refusing to let anyone drain power from the weapons systems. I guess that shouldn't surprise me, considering why he was constructed in the first place. That's why I began work on the neural dampener in the first place. I was convinced I could trick the robot into thinking I had actually redistributed the power from some other subsystem. But the thing proved smarter than that. Certainly smarter than me. All I managed to do was fry some of his circuitry, again, and set us back another 3 months.
Wait, Liberty Prime refuses to work unless its weapons are online? That's insidious.
July 14th, 2277. I'm tired of trying to reroute power like some kind of snot-nosed initiate. I don't care what kind of drain it puts on the scribe's ability to research and maintain the weapons and armor. I'm proceeding with the AVF experiments. If I can successfully create an accelerated vector fusion module, similar to the technology I saw Dr. Lee working with all those years ago, we'll have our first real chance of getting the robot fully operational. Maybe then the Western Elders will realize our worth.
So this Rothschild guy still has sympathies toward the Western Brotherhood. And how would Lee feel about her work being used on a weapon of war? That's awful.
August 1st, 2277. Unfortunately, the accelerated vector fusion AVF experiments haven't gone as planned. Bo just suffered second-degree burns, and at one point we accidentally channeled so much power to the robot's head laser it discharged nearly killed Elder Lyons. He was not pleased.
I don't know how much to trust that was an accident coming from you.
Voice emitter test. Voice emitter test initialized.
Voice module online. Audio functionality test initialized. Designation: Liberty Prime. Mission: the liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets: any and all Red Chinese invaders. Emergency Communist Acquisition Directive. Immediate self-destruct. Better dead than red.
Wow, what the fuck? You know what? I should not be surprised at this point. Let's try activating it.
Failure. Insufficient power.
Aww. Well, it did say the voice module was always working, probably because it doesn't require much power, so I guess it's not a surprise that worked.
AVF problem. Recent experiments with the Accelerated Vector Fusion AVF have not gone according to plan. All scribes assigned to the lab should check with Scribe Rothschild on a daily basis and obtain any modified technical parameters as needed. Warning: leaky hydraulics. It's come to our attention that several scribes have slipped on hydraulic fluid near the eastern end of the robot lift. Until the offending pipes can be mended completely, please use caution in that area. Enclave Tactical Assessment. Weapons, plasma base, capable of molecular destabilization. Armor, advanced power armor Mark II. Transportation, vertibirds. Tactical assessment. The Enclave forces that have occupied Project Purity are nearly identical to those encountered on the West Coast in the year 2241. Threat potential, severe.
Yeah, very severe.
GNR Battle After Action Report. It is the opinion of Sentinel Lions that the recent supermutant attack on GNR was not indicative of a larger assault, as was originally thought. Instead, the forces that attacked the radio station were probably en route to the mall to reinforce their own kind in a prolonged battle against the mercenaries of Talon Company.
Oh, that's what I was seeing all over DC.
General Robot Diagnostics, updated.
Oh, I already read that one.
Notice, Redden funeral cancelled. Due to certain unexpected tactical developments, funeral services for Initiate Redden have been cancelled. A memorial service will be scheduled sometime in the future. Date TBD.
Wait, Initiate Redden?
When we get back to the Citadel, I'll talk to the scribes. Let it be chronicled that Paladin Redden passed her test.
I thought she was Knight Redden posthumously. It's awful that they cancelled her funeral. I guess it's just because of the whole Enclave thing.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Elder Lyons.
Oh, hi.
Hail to you, daughter of James.
Don't call me that. So what's the deal with the robot?
Ah, yes. Everyone asks about the robot. Hard not to, I admit. His name is Liberty Prime. Very patriotic. Built by a very proud nation during a very desperate time. We've had about as much success getting him working as they did. You should speak with Scribe Rothschild. He can tell you more.
Alright, bye.
Of course.
Need something, friend?
Hello?
May I start by saying that I am sorry for your loss. I was acquainted with your father many years ago. The world has lost one of its few remaining visionaries.
How did you know my father?
I have been a part of the Brotherhood for many years, enough that I was here when Project Purity first began. I did not work directly with your father. He and his team valued their independence, and I respected that.
My father was looking for something called a GEC. Do you have one?
A GEC? Goodness, no. Certainly not. I must say that there are some who doubt such a device really exists, let alone works. If, however, you share your father's determination, I may be able to assist you in locating one.
So you know how to find one?
Possibly. I'm afraid I won't be able to assist you directly. The news Dr. Lee has brought will require me to be elsewhere. I can, however, give you access to an old pre-war computer from Vault Tech. It may have the information you need.
You'll find the terminal in the archives in the A-Ring.
Thanks for the help.
You are welcome. If you require further assistance, I may be able to help.
Well, what's your tactical approach?
Wait, how can you help?
I'm afraid I have other duties to attend to right now. If you find the computer to be helpful, there may be more I can offer.
I'd like to know more about the Brotherhood of Steel.
I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person.
Why are you the wrong person to ask?
Predominantly because the Elder won't like some of what I have to say. But fine, I'll discuss it. What do you want to know?
Oh, that's right. You don't like the Elders' humanitarian initiative. So, why are you here in the capital wasteland?
Well, that depends on who you ask. Lyons will tell you it's because we're protecting the poor, innocent people of the capital wasteland. Most others here will tell you the same thing. They'll do anything for that man.
Well, I'm asking you. Why are you here?
I'm here for 2 reasons. 1, Lyons needs me. He always has, just as much as I need him. We've been through a lot together, he and I. 2, take a look around you. Access to this kind of technology and the benefits it could provide to the Brotherhood is immeasurable.
So, access and one specific person. Okay, then. Is there anything else you have to say about the Brotherhood of Steel?
What do you want to know?
How long have you been here?
We arrived here in 55, established ourselves in the Citadel within the first few months. The Elder has kept us busy since then.
I'd like to know more.
What do you want to know?
Could you tell me something about the size of the organization?
The Brotherhood of Steel is bigger than what you see here. We're only a small division, you could say. But that's a bit of a sore subject around here.
Well, where's the rest of the Brotherhood? Out west?
The West Coast, unless something has changed. There's been no contact with them for the last several years. There's also a small detachment in Chicago, but they're off the radar. Gone rogue. Long story.
Why? What happened?
Lines of communication were severed years ago. The Western Elders have washed their hands of us.
Well, that's awful of them. Are you in charge of the robot?
I am, and have been since we first found him, well over 20 years ago. Liberty Prime is the designation we found on file for him. Magnificent, don't you think? At least he will be once all systems are operational. It's the energy consumption. Something that big with such advanced weapon systems. We just don't have the means to power him. Not yet.
Who built Liberty Prime? Or better yet, why?
He was developed as a superweapon back in the days before the war. The first joint operation between RobCo and General Atomics International. Apparently, he was meant to help liberate Alaska from the Chinese, but was never completed. They were forced to go in without him. They won, but suffered heavy losses. If we can get him up and running, well, I think you get the idea.
So he was just another shelved U.S. military project. Care to share anything about the super mutants?
Not really. No.
Okay, then. Do you think you could repair my equipment?
Could I? Yes. Will I? No. Go see Peabody or Bowditch.
You could say you're busy without being mean about it. Bye.
Don't hurry back.
Enclave troops have fortified the Purifier complex. With those vertebrates,
Hello,
Scribe Peabody. I trust that things are well with you?
Greetings, Elder. I wish I could say that things were well. Unfortunately, I am still having supply problems. When Kasdan...
Scribe, you are not to speak the name of an outcast in the walls of the Citadel. Is that understood?
I know the protocols, sir. But the equipment that they stole was very valuable. Our weapons are beginning to deteriorate without the spare parts.
Then make do with what you have. We may lack the Enclave's resources, but I'm counting on your ingenuity to make up for that.
Yes, Elder. I understand. I'm sure we've got the parts around here somewhere.
Hi.
The Elder sent word of your arrival. I am Scribe Peabody. Welcome, etc. Now, I'm really very busy. Is there something you needed?
Interesting. You're not allowed to speak the names of outcasts? I'm not sure how effective a rule that is. Anyway, I had some questions.
You want to talk to Scribe Jameson. She's the archivist, not me.
Okay. Can you tell me something about the scribes?
Indeed I can. Pay no heed to those headstrong knights with their pop guns and bravado. It is the scribes who make the Brotherhood what it truly is. The brawn is useless without the brain, Each order of scribes is dedicated to a unique field, all equally important, all more important than those dim-witted grunts.
And the orders are?
Order of the Sword, Order of the Shield, Order of the Quill, Weapons, Defenses, and Research, respectively.
Let me guess, you belong to the Order of the Sword?
Sword, of course. Weapons, my girl. You name it, I've helped someone kill it. I'm the proctor of the Order of the Sword, you see. Weapons research, development, and maintenance, all my responsibility.
Oh, all right.
Very well.
So, any thoughts on the Enclave?
So they have plasma weapons. Bah! It's strong technology, I'll give you that, but limited in moddability. I've already started removing the compensators on our laser weapons to cut through the black devil power armor of theirs. We'll drop them like any other meat, don't you worry.
Yeah, plasma weapons are strong, but their rate of fire is dreadfully slow. Care to share anything about the super mutants?
Foul, detestable beasts. They're like an infestation. We cut them down and they return again and again. Always so determined to kill or capture. But why?
Well, I don't think all super mutants are like that. Although I can see why you're upset that some of them are so determined to kill and capture. And I do appreciate that you at least ask why. But let's try not to dehumanize them too much. Do you think you could repair my equipment?
Ha! With my eyes closed. And I will, too. But it will cost you, outsider.
Fine, I understand. Thank you.
In the Elder's name.
Oh, I had to pay you with that Brotherhood script I managed to scrounge, huh?
Weapon Information Research Database. Choose weapon. N99 10mm pistol. The N99 10mm sidearm was standard issue military gear following the phase-out of the N80 in 2051. The N99 was known for its ability to survive in the harshest of conditions, and in many tests, the weapon was able to reliably be restored to working condition after an extended period of time exposed to hard elements and without maintenance. The N99 proved to stand up to its claims, and as a result, it is one of the most common weapons found in use in the wasteland. While many civilian weapons were ruined beyond use in the exterior conditions following the war, the N99 is commonly able to be easily restored to working order by anyone with the most basic knowledge of firearm mechanics. However, an N99 in poor condition can often deliver low target and armor penetration, frequent jamming, and greatly reduced accuracy. Fortunately, the weapon was produced in great numbers and units are available for replacement parts. R91 5.56mm Assault Rifle. The R series of combat assault rifles was used reliably following the discontinuation of the M series in the early 21st century. The R series, produced by civilian manufacturer Stint Security Solutions, was made in many models and variations. The variation most common to the DC wasteland is the R91 Full Auto Urban Assault Rifle. This rifle was standard issue for the National Guard during the urban pacification operations. Fortunately for our purposes, the National Guard had been fully deployed around the DC area during the time of the war. As a result, the R91 is readily available for those willing to search. Although nearly 2 centuries of scavenging has reduced the numbers of working units, the R91 remains a favorite of slavers and raiders. This rifle can also often be obtained from legitimate traders and arms dealers. Like any firearm, the R91's effectiveness and accuracy can suffer without regular maintenance.
Wait, I remember reading about the official assault rifle of the Army.
Perhaps the most well-recognized weapon in the modern U.S. military arsenal, the M199 is still the official infantry weapon of the U.S. Army.
But that wasn't the R91. It was used by the National Guard. And there must be so many around here because there were so many riots and protests just before the Great War. And America was trying to stomp them out, of course.
AEP-7 Laser Pistol. The AEP-7 laser pistol was put into service to replace the AEP-5, a model which was notorious for its problems with overheating. The AEP-7 features a new design of the photonic focusing chamber as well as an entirely redesigned focusing crystal pattern. The bulk and weight have both been reduced over previous models, and it was likely that within the new few development cycles, the successor to the AEP-7 would replace the N99 10mm as the standard issue firearm for all forces. The AEP-7 took advantage of new manufacturing techniques developed shortly before the Great War. Although many were produced, most did not make it into field service because of logistics problems concerning their deployment during active wartime. The AEP-7 can be a rare find in the Capital Wasteland. Any models that are produced should be returned to the Citadel for repair and recalibrating before field deployment. AER-9 Laser Rifle. Unlike many of the weapons in use today, the AER-9 is actually not the top laser rifle that was in service at the time of the Great War. The model line went up to the state-of-the-art AER-12, which saw service in a handful of specialty units. The reason that the AER-9 is much more commonly found is that it was much sturdier and more reliable than the models that followed. The AER-9 features a titanium-housed crystal array which proved to withstand long years of exposure to the elements much better than the gold alloy housing of the later models. As a result, the crystal array stayed focused within operating parameters, rather than falling completely out of focus like the newer models. As with all energy weapons, the AER-9 can suffer from poor performance if not properly maintained. The crystal arrays and non-mechanical components are delicate and if not properly serviced can lead to a loss of beam intensity, overheating, and energy regulation failure.
Oh, so that's why the AER-9 is much more common than the AER-12. The AER-12 I think is the tri-beam laser rifle. That's really cool.
Hail! Hail.
Hello?
Quartermaster Durga here, stranger. I have to say, I'm not sure what you're doing in my armory. We run a tight ship, and unless Elder Lion says so, we don't trade with outsiders. Quartermaster out.
All right, then. I
What
guess
was
I could
the
ask
result
the
of
Elder.
the latest scan?
Enclave troops have fortified. Scribe Rothschild wants a report on your tests. Have your
Oh.
results posted? Power systems are 90% at startup, but are running at 37% efficiency after coming fully online. I'm looking into what might be causing the leak. All this time spent acquiring technology, and we look like cavemen next to the Enclave. That is not acceptable.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Hail!
Oh, Elder Lion's left a personal log out here.
I cannot, I will not allow the Enclave to control the one thing
Hail.
that could bring even the slightest spark of hope to these people. Project Purity would mean millions of gallons of pure, clean water for the people of the Capital Wasteland. James never got the damn thing to run. Neither did we, for that matter. But the Enclave, if they controlled that much clean water, they would control the entire Capital Wasteland. I simply cannot allow that to happen.
They just want it for power, nothing else.